Welcome back to another episode of the Quack Shack Tour. We're here in Amarillo, Texas, with a bunch of Yankees.
Whoa. What? Time out.
I just warned them.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
They were the first. They're the first state to secede. Man.
Thank you. I was going to say it.
They're the first state to secede. You know, they're kind of getting a little bit liberal over there now, but
Whoa. Well, yeah. Oh, what's Texas doing?
We're Republican as shit.
Y'all are half California now,
but we're still Republican as shit.
That's very true.
Look, you're right next to Georgia. Georgia already went Democrat. Y'all are next.
That's because
North Carolina's Democrat too. Y'all are kind of y'all right there.
We're still holding on, man.
No, we're here in Amarillo with the boys at Prairie. What's up, boys?
How you doing, man?
How's it going, man?
Good. Doing good. I'm glad we finally got to link up and do some hunting. Day one. So we
still got 3 more days.
3 more days.
Pumped, man.
Yeah. So
good time.
So a little backstory. We met these guys in Nashville.
Yep.
I met Dawson. This is Dawson, Carson, and the rest of the crew's back there, but they're going to get their time to shine here in a little bit.
They'll get their spotlight.
But we met them in Nashville, and it was a good time, man. We kind of hit it off.
Yeah, dude, Nashville's a blast always, and meet so many people. But
oh man,
we had a good time. We did a short little podcast.
We did. We've had them on before, so I forgot about that, and I got in trouble earlier.
Yeah, well, there's a lot we forgot about Nashville. If you know what I mean.
It's hard to remember Nashville.
Yeah, no shit. So let's just dive into Prairie Bomb. Actually, you know what? Let's dive into your backgrounds a little bit. Like how did y'all get started hunting? You can go whoever wants to go first.
Go first, Carson.
All right. So I grew up in South Carolina. Duck hunting there is not awesome, but you still have it. Wood ducks, exactly. Yeah. Really nothing but it. Got into it when I was probably 8 or 9 with my dad, just going to some random farm ponds and stuff like that. My very first duck was a wood duck hen.
Nice.
After that, it was like a drug. Oh, yeah. A lot more expensive than drugs, though.
Oh, a lot more.
Yeah, just fell in love with it right there.
Yeah.
Been all around the country hunting. Been very blessed. Got to do some awesome things. Been a part of Prairie Bomb now for 4 years, 4 years, something like that. And it's just been a wild ride ever since, and it's something that I'll be able to look back on and be like, wow. We did that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What about you?
For me, it's a little different. So I grew up whitetail hunting. We didn't have family land. It was all through friends and public land. So I grew up whitetail, and then in high school, a mutual friend of ours, Tyler, he invited me to go duck hunting. I was like, I've always seen Duck Commander, Duck Dynasty, all that.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this looks like fun. I went and hooked. And just like him, my first duck was a wood duck hen. That's all we got in South Carolina, just about. And
no drakes, just hens.
Well, I couldn't
Some lonely women out there.
I didn't know what I was shooting at the time. I just saw ducks, and I pulled the trigger and shot a wood duck hen. But after that, I was hooked. It was a really good hunt we had that day. And then lo and behold, just one thing led to another, and got here at Prairie Bomb. And it's been a ride ever since. Been here same as him, 3-4 years. And
nice.
We've had a blast. It's been a ride. It's been a lot of learning. Texas hunting out here in the plains is totally different than
different back home.
A lot less trees.
Yeah, no, dude, I don't know what a tree is anymore.
Yeah.
I got to go back home and find out. But yeah, it's a good time. The big spins of geese, you can't beat it.
Oh man, it's the Panhandle in West Texas, dude. Like, I feel like it's in the past. What would you say, Jackson? 4 years, 5 years, it's really getting
like more notoriety.
Yeah,
I would say there's always been birds here. People are like, what did all these birds? The stuff's shifting. It's like, no, dude. There's always been birds here. Just nobody wanted to be here because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I think,
and then social media started. People were like, there's a ton of birds in West Texas.
Exactly.
And it's like, there's a ton of birds. There's always been a ton of birds out here.
Yeah.
Like, we used to come hunt out here in like 2016, 2017, and we could get on anything for free every day. You were never messing with outfitters. Like, you could just come out here and hunt. It was amazing. And then all you jokesters had to come in here and start y'all's bullshit. But
a big part of it.
Everybody wants to have a little piece of Texas in their life.
That's right. A big part of it, though, is the sandhill, the cranes. And whoever, I don't know who the first guy was to say it, or whoever quoted this, but the ribeye of the sky has done us. And
he should have coined that thing.
Dude, 100%. Us and other outfitters around here, it's done us world, because every client that comes here to hunt cranes is like, I've heard they're the ribeye out of the sky. And I'm like, well,
you know where they come from?
I call them soaring sirloins.
You know where they
they're
come
more
from?
like sirloins than they are ribeyes.
Yeah,
Like the Arctic Circle.
Like freaking Russia.
Yeah,
They come from Siberia.
Yeah,
And they come to the Panhandle into West Texas. So that tells you something. Who the hell wants to go to Russia, first of all? And
Do some rough birds.
When I was working
go to Russia
in
and West Texas.
When I worked in the pipeline, dude, we worked everywhere, but we spent too much time out west.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Panhandle's pretty much West Texas.
Yeah.
So it's like we always said, nobody's from here. Everybody just moves there.
Dude,
who would want to live here?
we mess with a buddy of ours.
Like West Texas. This is way better than West Texas, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
But,
West Texas is a lot worse.
I'd rather go there.
yeah.
It's nothing but meth and tumbleweeds, man. And
Sounds about
up here
right.
you have crops at least. Down there it's just
that's
dirt,
right.
Dude,
just dirt.
I tell
Dirt and
people,
old rigs.
You're either a farmer, you work at a plant, or you're on drugs. There ain't no in between. There's nothing else to do.
And you might be all three.
Yeah.
You very well could.
Yeah,
They're probably a hell of a farmer.
I've met some that they're on the line. So.
for sure.
But yeah, it's been a good time up here. We love it.
So let's take it back to year one. You said 4 years ago, y'all both.
So how did Prairie Bomb start, and like how did y'all get associated with it, and like all that good stuff?
So
From being from South Carolina, it's a long way over here.
That's a long way.
1,200-ish miles.
Yeah, 1,200 and something. Yeah. Carson, you take it away.
So this is a story here. So many years ago, I was probably 16, 17.
Fours and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, exactly. I was at Myrtle Beach in Ocean Lakes, to be exact, and I
Don't go.
stay away. Me and my buddy.
Squatted truck and everything.
No.
Hell no.
Okay, let's clear the air here.
We are not a part of that.
Time out. We are from South Carolina.
From Carolina, their trucks, they pulled up out there,
No.
their trucks are all like this.
They're sitting out. Take the camera outside. Take the camera outside.
We'll bring the podcast outside. Really.
No, we do not associate with them. We don't support them. It's not us. Anyways, go ahead.
Well, I would say probably 2015, 2016, me and my buddy were out in the ocean just being kids and saw these two girls and we're like, damn, they're hot. So we swam out there to them and started talking to them, and sure enough, they're from Amarillo, Texas. I didn't even know this place existed. Never heard of it. And so then me and that girl kept talking until I was 18, 17 and moved out here. And then my dad was actually hunting in Canada, and he was like, hey, there's a guy down in Amarillo that wants help guiding. He needs someone. And at the time I'd already hunted my whole life, so I knew the basics. I didn't know anything about dry field hunting. It's a whole different game out here.
It is.
And so he kind of took me under his wing, showed me kind of pretty much everything that you could ever need to know. He'd been doing it for 30 plus years before I started with him. And after that, he got out of waterfowl and retired, and I was like, well, heck, I would really like to continue doing this, so I wonder what it'd be like to start my own. So I researched it and everything, and sure enough, me and the mutual friend that Dawson was talking about, Tyler, were like, let's give it a shot. And we came out here, didn't have nothing. We had a truck bed and a giant grain sack filled with silhouettes and socks. And it worked. And like you said, we didn't hardly have to pay for anything. We just
dude, when he first started, he used to be like, $10 will do it.
Yeah.
$10 will do it.
Yeah, we'd be like, hey, there's some geese on your wheat. And they're like, go kill them.
Get him off my feet.
Get them out of there.
They're like, give me $1,000. How about that? It's like, okay, I guess we just won't hunt here then.
Now they're like, we know what they're worth.
Yeah. They really like hunting these birds.
But I will say we do appreciate all of our farmers.
Of course.
Without them,
they got to do what they got to do.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I would be, if I was the same situation, there's 7 people coming up to me every day. Well, that's going to be $1,500.
If I got a knock on the door, it's like, hey, I'll give you $1,000 for doing nothing, I'd be like, hell yeah. Go ahead, boy.
He does him a favor and he gets paid for it.
No,
Like,
100%.
no.
Well, I mean, I've talked to some farmers, and the farmers will say, yeah, that pays, the hunting pays for my, fertilizer for the year. Or it, pays for this. It's like, it's been great for us. I'm like, yeah, it kind of sucks for us. And I'm glad you are getting out there good. But then after year one of the just truck bed with a feed sack,
making it by.
Yeah, didn't have no insurance. No, I was like, yeah, I'll take you hunting.
We'll just take you hunting.
I just got by.
Hope you don't get killed or anything.
And, so then after that year,
did y'all start with the name Prairie Bomb then?
We did.
Did you come up with that because of Bomb City or?
Yes. So like Pantex, then you're in the Prairie, and it is actually the first name we ever thought. Like it was no like going in between names. It was like, how about Prairie Bomb? We're like, let's roll with it.
Yeah.
Go.
Because for y'all that don't know, the reason why it's Prairie Bombs because you're in the Prairie, and then also like 80% of the U.S.'s nuclear stockpile is like 10 minutes from here. So
And
They call it Bomb City.
So if the camera shut off, not snowing.
we hunted like 10 minutes from there today. So.
But after the first year, I was 18, 19 at the time. Vince, the owner now, he called me and he was like, hey man, I'd really like to rebook. And at the time I was like, dude, I don't have enough money to go back out there and do everything. And then that's how now he's the owner of it, or part owner of it. And so he kind of took me under his wing and then helped him. I helped him, he helped me, and it just turned into what it is now. And everybody sitting in this room right now is blessed to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, Vince. I hate Vince couldn't make it.
Yeah, Vince couldn't make it. Unfortunately,
he's running some Mallard hunts, right?
He is a talker.
He do good on the podcast.
This is where he'd shine. He's guiding a hunt down at our buddy's ranch.
Nice.
They're doing a hunt at the ranch, and they're doing a waterfowl too. So he's guiding that.
Nice.
But yeah, miss you, Vince. Wish you could be here.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Hope you kill some birds, Vince.
Yeah. So and then another co-owner. We've got 3. But the other co-owner is he's with Third Coast Retrievers. His name's Paul Massey. He's a hell of a guy. He just came on this year, and he wanted to make it up, but he had a test or something he had to run with his dogs. But he's a great guy. Wish he could be here too. He wanted to be.
Them hunt test guys, they're hardcore.
Dude, Paul is no joke. Paul is no joke.
He's a hell of a trainer too. He trained my dog, and I have no problem with it. He's badass at it.
He's got some insane dogs.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about the style of hunting out here, because like you said earlier, and as some of our listeners probably know, it's like none other. You know what I mean? It's not like dry field hunting in any other state, really.
No, I mean, the main difference for most people that are coming out here is there's no cover. Like you don't have trees, and it's.
You don't have trees. You don't really have bushes. You really don't have.
You have some tumbleweeds.
Tumbleweeds or fence lines,
or you could
which make great brush for your blinds.
Awesome. Exactly. Or you can hunt fence lines with A-frames and brush in with tumbleweeds and all stuff like that. But yeah, it's hiding out here is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Layouts under socks, full bodies sometimes. It's just it's learning the birds. And another thing I point out to people is out here it's so flat. There's no trees. So when these birds are up in the air, there's food everywhere out here. All it is crops. So when these birds are up in the air, they can see for miles. And if there's one small thing they don't like about this field,
they'll just go to the next one.
No problem. I mean, it's windy too. They just catch the wind and go. It's no issue for them at all. So I think that's one of the main things is learning your hide and picking the right spot and how to set up. You setting up in layouts? You setting up in A-frames? Are you under socks? Full bodies? Like, what are you doing? So I think that's the biggest learning curve for people. And these birds get smart too. They get shot all up north. So when they get here, sometimes they're like, especially late season, they're super smart. You got to be under game.
Ivy League.
Yeah.
Once they cross that
we
Red
always
River,
say they're Harvard educated. They don't even got to cross Red
not
River.
over here.
No, they're just here.
I always say they don't look for everything you did right. They look for everything you did wrong.
The one thing you did
wrong. Especially on days like today when it's real windy. I mean, these birds we'll have videos of them, but these birds were just sitting there, and I mean, they're not moving. There's a group of 200
It's like you press pause.
and they're just like they're just sitting there, and I'm just sitting like, oh, they're going to see us.
They're going to see us apart.
They're sitting here just watching us right now. And then, sure enough, they just kind of
come on in.
Come on in now. Yeah. Come on in. Suck on in here.
The wind is either your best friend or your biggest enemy.
Well, you need some, but you don't need too much. Like the beginning of the hunt today, right amount of wind. End of the hunt today, way too much wind.
I like a 12 to 15. Yeah. It's like I love that.
And we started off with a 12 to 15 and got to about a 35 to 50.
Just wait till tomorrow. It's gonna be even
Tomorrow's snow and 50 mile per hour wind. So it'll be
60 gusts.
60 gusts. Oof. Okay, so we're just going to jump up in the air and we'll just take off flying. I don't know if we'll be in Tyvek suits tomorrow, but if we will, we'll be flying off.
No, it's a different animal out here for sure. Big learning curve if you haven't been out.
It is.
But yeah, it's a good time.
People don't realize that the wind always blows here. Like
never stops.
It never stops.
Very rarely do.
I've hunted one day out here, and I've hunted out here for years where there was no wind, and it screwed us because we were hunting in socks. It was like supposed to be like 10, 15 mile per hour winds. Like, oh, dude, West Texas, easy.
That's it. Yeah.
There's always wind.
That's another.
We'll be good.
That's another thing you got to learn too. Is sometimes you watch the wind, and sometimes the wind is going to be too much for socks. The socks start bouncing too much. You can't even use them. So there's a narrow window of where everything each day is different. Our setup is different every single day.
Every day.
And
that's what we were talking about today. Like, you might be doing something that you've done and it worked 10 days like it's supposed to.
Yep.
And then you do it again and it's just like, what are they doing?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't they like it?
The spread is always adapting too.
Oh, yeah.
Just little small things, but I mean, everything.
Today we moved it, 3 or 4 times. Finally, the fourth move, boom, sucked right in.
The next 2 groups just ate it up.
Started wearing them out.
Yeah, and then out here especially, it's not like you're in Arkansas hopping in a pit blind. Like you have, and guiding with clients, not everyone has waterfowl hunted a lot. So
you're sitting on the ground. And the cool thing about
gotta be still.
Like the cool thing about they gotta be still. You gotta keep your head down. You gotta stay low you can't sit high up in your chair. You gotta sink down, get below something, get some some shade on you or something like that. But it's also a cool experience for people that have hunted and stuff like that in the pit blinds and hunted edge rows and stuff like that, because actually being in the spread, like I don't like hunting in the spread typically, like if I'm out with my buddies, but like there's something about being there because they want to be where you're at. They want to land on you. So they're literally landing like you can catch them. If you get them right, you can catch them.
Oh yeah.
And it's like that's an experience to itself. It's like, dude, I have 3,000 geese just stacking in 4 feet in front of me right now.
Putting clients on their first hunt like that, there's nothing.
And they're like, I don't even want to hunt a pit blind. I don't care if I got to lay in the mud. I'll sit right here.
It's crazy. It's a different type of hunt, man. It's just watching them birds lock up and then come in. Like today, one of my favorite parts about today was when the birds were on that far right side, and the birds that were up top were locked up like you press pause, but the birds underneath were flipping and like ready to get in.
They're getting the flips. They said, I'm going to get in here.
And then they started moving out. I was like, oh man. And then they came in and set up and dove right in.
They set up perfect.
That's another thing, is the patience out here.
Yes.
Because you
gotta wait for them to square up.
Because
we could have shot at those groups when they sat over top of us. And we probably would have got 1 or 2, but we waited for them to come around. We shot 8 or 9 out of them.
You got to read the birds, read what they're doing, and wait for it, because there's a lot of times where I want to call the shot on one of the first pass. And it's like, because they're right there, but you just be patient, keep on that call, stay hidden. They're going to keep swinging, and just do it perfect.
They're trying to square up. They can't figure the wind out. They're stupid birds, man.
And then you have those groups that, one more pass, this is it. And then they go 15 miles south.
But dude, we had some today. This is before we figured out what spread we needed. We had some today that they did that like 3 or 4 times, and they finally square up, and I'd be like, oh, they're done. They're done. They're squared up. They get right to the edge of the decoys, like, skirt. No, dipping out.
When clients say that, like, oh, here they come, I just put my call down, because they're gone. They hear them.
Bad luck. You can't talk about them.
If you say birds are coming, nope. Might as well not even
normally when they square up, I feel like when they square up, like, and they're pretty low and they square up, you're like, oh, this is it.
The whole time, like, us as guys, we all know it's a joke now, but if birds are coming, we're like, hey, there's birds out front, and they're not coming. Don't worry about it. You keep calling, but hey, they're not coming, and then they'll finally finish then. But
what was crazy today was the birds that ended up coming that we ended up killing were birds that came from the stratosphere, like 17 miles away, and then the birds that were like just hovering off the ground coming towards us. No.
They already knew where they were going.
They already knew where they were going. The birds that were up NASA they were just coming straight down.
That's my favorite thing in the world. Whenever they're working like that and they get out in front to set up and they all freeze, they all lock up, and it just looks like you just took a picture, and they just sail all the way in. That moment, I'm just like,
oh, you're like, I'm about to smoke these, dude.
And you just keep ripping the call and get them all squared up, and I just love it.
Dude, I like when they square up and they come to the left,
and then swing back.
Because today, I can't remember somebody was sitting down past us, and they squared up on us, and they went to the left, and the guys beside us were like, oh shit, they're going. And I was like, no, just wait, just wait. And they just, and I was like, oh yeah, like they just sucked back in.
Doing it as much as we do, you're able to like read the birds, like Dawson was saying. So like that second group that came in, I saw those 2 land, and then the 4 or 5, whatever it was above it, like swung back over the top. And I was like, that's it. If those 2 birds would have picked up, though, those other birds would have been like, screw that. We're out.
I'm out of here.
You take what you can get whenever you got whatever the first birds do, what the rest
a lot of the times, man, these geese come in big groups. So, like, it's not just fooling a few of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to fool all of them.
Yeah, that's what thing a lot of people don't understand. They're like, oh, you're hunting Canadian geese. Like, no, you're hunting lessers.
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially on the East Coast, they're hunting, graders, and they're hunting groups of 40 at a time, 30 at a time,
totally
20
different.
at a time.
Yeah.
Right here, you might be working 2,000-3,000 birds in a
yeah.
group, and you're trying to trick every single one of those birds.
Yeah.
And it might be lesser specs, snows, all kinds of stuff in there, and they're all looking for you. They're all looking exactly at you, and you got to trick all of them instead of just tricking 30 big Tonys down.
Yeah. And it's not like, it's not like you got birds in Arkansas like you're trying to work some or ducks. And let's speak on ducks. Like, you're not trying to work ducks in, because once you fool them at a distance and get them coming in, if they don't flare, you got them.
Oh yeah.
They're not going to sit there and just watch you.
Yeah, they're so fast.
And they're not going to skirt you either. These geese over here, they'll skirt you every time.
We had hundreds and hundreds of geese today, like just sitting there watching us. Like, all right, nope.
Yeah, there was a couple groups that were hovering, and I looked at Max. I'd be like, no.
It's because that decoy was tilted a little bit.
Yeah,
That's right.
there was just a decoy.
Yeah.
I've looked at Max one time, and I was like, it's our camera guy. Y'all have seen him now. And I was like, hey, he's beside us, and he's like, there's some right there. I'm like, yeah, they're not coming.
No, they're not going to.
They're literally, he's like, they're right above us, And I was like, yeah, dude, they're looking at us right now, and they're watching us speak. Like,
Got some sick
they're just
B-roll,
sitting
though.
like this.
Nobody knows if they don't finish. If you just show up.
100%.
It's not hard to get B-roll on them bad boys.
No, dude.
No, they're going to give you some. They're going to.
They might not do it, but you're gonna see their eyeballs because they're so close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then like another part of being a guide is we'll do our job right and have 800, 1,000 birds sitting in
And
the front.
6 will fall.
Yeah, and new clients will come that hadn't hunted that much, and they're like, oh, there's so many. I'll just point in the middle and shoot 3 times. Yeah,
that's something for you listeners.
Yeah.
And
big time.
Really, the only places you flock shoot is really the Central Flyways. The only place I feel like we've hunted all 4 flyways now, and I feel like in other flyways you're getting smaller groups and stuff, and like there's just as many birds there, but over here for some reason they all bunch up every time, and I've noticed it so much this year and last year especially. Just birds coming in a group of 1,000, and then there's 8 or 9 clients, and everybody just boop, 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 and everybody's just shooting into the cloud of birds, and only 5 or 6 fall, and they're like, man, I thought we would have dropped 30.
It sounds like a good idea.
You got to shoot
until you do it.
You have to aim at just as future lessons for everybody. You got to aim at every bird that you're going to shoot.
Yes.
Well,
and make sure you're going to shoot them.
No doubt. I mean, I think for a lot of people it's overwhelming because
100%.
How many people have
I don't blame people the first 2 or 3 times. Now after that, I'm like, all right, bro, you got to figure this out.
Pick one out, then pick another one.
Me and Carson tell them these birds are going to be spread out. There's so many of them. They're spread out. So shoot in front of you.
Yeah.
So everybody, like Carson always says, they always shoot the front bird. The first bird that's coming in, everybody just lays into that one.
Gets pounded.
I purposely never shoot the front bird.
I always shoot a bird.
Because I know somebody is.
I don't think anybody's going to hit. Like those 2 that were on the ground today, I was like, okay, those guys on the right, they're going to shoot those birds. I was like, these birds that are way over here to the left, nobody's going to shoot them. I might not hit them.
Shoot your lanes. Yeah,
I got my one. 2 on the
Max,
ground, pretty much got out, but we got them right at the end.
Max was showing us a video that he took of a shoot that we did today, and there's this one bird up top, and I was like, that's my bird, like, because he wasn't the first bird, he was like 4 back, and I was like, I'm getting him, and then he like does this and does this and then comes down and goes to the right, and I'm following, I'm locked on him, I'm shooting that bird and he just keeps moving. I'm like, shit, and then like I see these 2 birds fall, and I shoot that guy, and he lands way over there. Now, you gotta pick birds, like,
no doubt.
It really,
that's
it makes sense. Like if I just pull the trigger 3 times and this big wad of birds, you would think it makes a lot of sense.
Babies are going to hit
to somebody who doesn't hunt, right? Or maybe it's the first, second time or whatever. But it makes a lot of sense if you think about it.
Well, somebody could have hunted every day. Like somebody could have been hunting every day in South Carolina, and they could have been the baddest asses hunter over there.
Very true.
And then
very true.
It's like it is not just new hunters. Like if it's just new to this type of thing, somebody could be hunting every single day, shooting birds, all this stuff. But you come out here and you're getting these groups of 1,000. You ain't never seen that many birds at one time.
Yeah.
And you're just going to go. And even if you don't think you're going to do it, the first time you do it, you're going to, oh my God, boop, 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 boop. And then you're going to be like, oh shit.
And then
get a single one.
The awkward silence after when only, we have so many come in and nothing drops. And it's just like, you're just sitting there like you did your job right, like everything, you lined up perfect. And like one, if you're lucky, falls, and it's just silent. Like we just kind of sit there and like
just hit it with like shit.
We'll get them next time, guys.
So guys, today we're gonna talk a little bit about Apex ammunition. I mean, dude, I saw it for the first time in action today, and I'm telling you right now, there's not a better ammunition in the game. This thing was clapping ducks and geese at 100 yards. And that's no exaggeration. This dude clapped one, I swear to God. It was halfway across the lake. Clapped it and folded it all the way down. And then shot one about 10 yards away, and at the end of the video, you'll see some evidence of what happened when you shoot them really close. So you just got to be a little careful with that. It's getting nasty, son. But we were on the X, and that's kind of part of it. But, man, there's not a better shot in the game than this Apex ammunition, the TSS.
All of it.
All of it. I mean, honestly, the regular shots is amazing as well. You really can't go wrong with anything that Apex ammunition is selling. So just check them out.
Turkey loads and all.
I mean, dude, everything. Turkey loads, goose, crane, anything you need it for. No cripples, nothing like that. So if you need anything, just check out Apex Ammunition on Instagram or check them out at their website at apexammunition.com.
What I always tell people to do during those giant flocks that come in is like, whenever I bring my gun, like you said, I know what bird I'm gonna shoot before the shot. It don't matter if I'm calling or someone. I know I have my bird picked out when it's 100 yards away. Like I'm like, this is my, unless it just drastically changes.
Yeah.
But I'd tell people like, pick a bird, shoot it till it dies, pick another one, do the same thing. That's how you're gonna kill 10 times more. And then like Dawson was saying, it don't matter if you got 15 guns in the blind and 5,000 geese in front of you. If there's like 2 or 3 birds in the front,
all 15 are shooting those.
They're all just, and those birds just get pulverized. And then especially if birds land on the ground, like like today, you'll land 20, 30 birds in the decoys, and there'll be like 10 above them. And I'll call the shot, or Dawson, or any of us will call the shot. And 99% of the time, every one of those birds
and
on
you're
the ground,
screaming on the ground,
everyone,
on the ground.
Hey, I fell victim of it today because when the birds were coming in and I was locked in. I was locked in, and I didn't even see the birds till they got up. I threw another one in, though. I threw another one in real quick. I didn't get my shot off.
I've helped guides and hunted with guides enough. I knew those 2 birds were not going to get shot, so I was like, all right, I'm going to shoot this first bird, and then I'm going to look over here and see these 2 are dead. I shoot it, and sure enough, I look over. I was like, no, not dead. I was like, so shot the other one, and then the other one got out, but then he was just retarded. I don't know what he did. He just went and sat down. He just went and sat back down. I was like, all right, well, guess he's dead too.
Survival of the fittest.
That's the safest. That's the safest place to be if you're a goose on one of these big spins, is right in the decoys. If you just land first, you're safe.
Yeah.
No one.
Like that snow that showed up today. Still to this minute,
oh my gosh,
no idea where this snow goose came from. Like
no idea.
Like we were working a group of lessers for like, and it's not a big group. It was first thing in the morning. It was like a group of like 15 or 20. Worked them. They screwed off. They dipped out. And like they were like, we're like looking over to the left, and then somebody's like, "Hey, out in front of us, there's a goose like 5 foot off the ground, like 10 foot in front of the layouts," and we're like, shoot him.
I look
and
up.
everybody's like, what are y'all talking about? And so nobody's shooting. And I'm like, oh my God.
Finally, the one guy on the end pulls up when it's like 10 yards. Wham, wham, wham. Never cuts a feather.
You'll have that.
I just looked up, and I looked back in front of us after turning around, and I was like, damn, there's a seagull. And there's a snow falling like 2 foot off the ground right
We do have seagulls in Amarillo.
I was like, this thing's about to get pulverized. No, he was safe.
Well, nobody saw him. That was the thing. Was nobody saw him. Like us on the left, I think we could see him better than the people on the right because like he was like to the side of us, you know. But like people on the right, I don't think they could see him until he was like out there, and that because like they were probably worried about the birds that were flying. They didn't realize there was one like 10 foot in front of them, so nobody shot until the bird was already way over here to the right. And I'm screaming, I'm not even a guide. I'm over here, shoot the bird. and then because he's like, shoot him. Everybody's like, where? And I'm like, oh my God,
just like right there, pedaling at 5 foot.
Yeah, like right there.
The thing that looks like a mojo right in front of you.
The flapping thing, the big white flapping thing right there.
Dude, it happens to the best of us though. I mean,
dude, all the time,
man.
All the time. I've had it happen to me 100 times, dude.
100%.
I mean, it is. It's part of it. It's part
I'm
of
saying
it.
that if the client is listening, we're not picking on you.
I'm not picking.
We're laughing with you.
No, that's why I'm saying. Like, by the time somebody actually shot, it was already to the right. And only one person could shoot, and he was shooting at its butt at like probably 40 yards.
Yeah.
Like
It's not duck hunting though if you don't get shit for missing.
Oh, right.
You gotta get roasted for
You
it.
have to.
That'll make you a better shooter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if there's a single comes in and like
He
there's
made
like
up for
two guys shoot. and you don't kill it, you're getting roasted.
Oh, dude, rightfully so.
I don't care who you are.
That's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
I mean,
He could be the owner of the outfit. I'm like, dude, you suck. Like, you should probably just put your gun away.
Dude,
Just
we're
quit.
hard. We're hard. We did an upland shoot right before Christmas. It was Vince, the owner's gift to us. So us guides, we went and did a upland shoot, and we were talking smack the whole time. I mean, I missed bad like the first 2 volleys, and they were giving me hell.
Oh, man.
I made up for it in the end, but yeah, we have a good time with it.
With that upland hunting, we're all used to, like, if a dog's out in front, like, you don't shoot.
Yeah.
Like if it breaks.
Yeah.
And so upland hunting, like, the first
Dogs
covey.
pushing birds up.
We were nervous.
The first covey, like, one shot went off. And then they were like, damn, y'all got to shoot them. And we're like,
the dogs, man.
Yeah, we're trained not to shoot in front of dogs.
It's like
Big
drilled
deal.
in our head. Like, if a dog breaks, just don't even pull the trigger.
Yeah. No,
Not worth
100%.
it.
100%. Well, another thing that people, I think, can learn, just if you're trying to come out here and hunt with buddies, and sorry, I had to reload there.
Shout out Peanut. Shout out Lone Star.
Shout out Peanut.
Y'all big peanut.
Lone Star
too.
Peanut.
We're gonna bring them on here in a second, but I think
Drink Lone Star. Or all hands.
Check it.
Oh,
Practically saved.
I got most of
They
it.
recovered.
It's a rental. We're good.
I got most of it. Just like my truck
If our
right now.
Airbnb owner is watching this,
Very sorry.
yeah. We need to get a shot at some point. This man's barefoot.
Yeah, you got the dogs out.
I had
right
my
now.
foot up here a minute ago. My dogs are beautiful.
I think you hunted like that.
got them
You just-
grocery store feet.
He just scrubbed the bottom of them suckers.
From walking around in here. Fucking nasty in here, man. You get nasty walking in here with the hunting, dude. I mean, we're going to have to figure out how we're going to clean this place before we leave. And did y'all see the outside in the driveway, all that mud in there?
dude.
I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do about that yet.
I don't know how we hadn't got kicked out of our
You
place
should
yet.
see our
yeah.
road. So we like stay in like a nicer neighborhood here, and we all drive.
So you saying we in the hood, though?
No, this is nice. But
We're in a big bond, I promise.
You should have seen where we stayed when we came out here in October. That was the hood.
I'm surprised we made it out.
What side? North, east?
Downtown on the east,
no,
just about a mile
no,
east
sir.
of downtown.
No, sir.
It was a bad move.
Yeah.
You live and you learn.
our road's awful. We're in like this neighborhood. All our neighbors drive like Priuses and little cars and stuff. All of us drive big trucks. They're just covered in mud like every day.
Yeah.
So there's like
We got stuck today,
5
too. by the way.
parking spots that are just
yeah.
Mud.
3-4
Just
inches of mud.
mud. No, I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have to go out there with like a shovel or something.
Yeah, we're
like
gonna have to
that.
buy a flat shovel for our house. I mean, I'm telling you, it's caked. The whole in front of our house is caked.
I don't know what we're
It rains. It runs down into the neighbors' cars. I see their cars are muddy a little
Prius
bit. I'm
is
like,
gonna get stuck.
I saw a neighbor outside the other day. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, we'll be out of here at the end of January, but I'm so sorry.
That's funny. Let's talk a little bit about our after hunt experience we had
Oh
going
my
on.
gosh.
Well, we need to get our boy in here for that one because
Yeah.
he was stuck. He was part of the being stuck.
It was awful.
It-
That I was ready to just leave it in the field.
Yeah, well,
Then-
Well, when you said we're just gonna take y'all back to the truck, I was like,
yeah. When you said
five
like,
people
like,
can't figure it out, 2 people can't figure it out.
Well, we knew what we had to do. We knew what we had to do the whole time, which
Yeah.
was get a truck in the field. But we
just
also
didn't want
knew
to.
Yeah, we
it
did.
was going to get stuck.
That
too,
was the
probably.
obvious idea, but we did. If we'd have sunk a truck,
Yeah, we're
a
trying to
trailer, and a side by side, making that phone call to someone would not have been
That-
fun.
Well, and a lot of people don't realize out here, you almost get like permafrost in the winter. Like
Yeah.
the ground, and after this week, the ground will be frozen all year.
Oh yeah, it'll be pretty.
And it'll be nice. And it's like this morning we drive in, hard ground is what it is. It's great. It just snowed out here like 2 days ago, but it all melted. But it freezes every night. And so
It was hard this morning.
It's hard this morning. Well, starts
Yeah.
warming up a little bit. Ground starts getting, and it was a muddy mess.
On the way in, you're always fine.
Yeah.
You get overconfident, right? And you
Yeah.
go after the hunt, stuff's thawed out a little bit. Different story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so people don't realize, oh, yeah, think permafrost is all up north. No, down here, the ground will stay frozen. I mean, from the middle of January and last year, probably, it was a lot colder last year.
And we got no rain.
It was probably frozen from December
Yeah.
to,
What's
March.
raining out here?
The ground was like
Yeah, dude.
trying to put a damn decoy in that table right there.
I'm
like,
just learning what rain is out here this year. This year has been insane. Last year, I think it snowed maybe once or twice. That was
And you
it.
probably have more ducks this year, obviously, because
Way
Oh
more.
yeah,
Yeah.
Way
tenfold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been the birds this year have been.
But there's almost too much water this year. Like there's a medium where it's like because
Right.
people don't know there's
is-
a ton of playa lakes out here. There's playa lakes all over the place.
everywhere.
Which is the complete opposite of the rest of America. Like we have water out here, where everybody else is suffering because they don't have water.
Yeah,
I mean, it's gotten a little bit better, but
Yeah.
Yeah, like the playa lakes, like he was saying out here, like there is a fine line between where there's too much, because especially if you're duck hunting or something, you'll shoot 1-2 volleys in this playa, and they'll just go a mile to the same
And
exact
there's
kind.
another playa
right
that's
down
going
there.
into a cornfield, and it's like, okay, well,
here's some more.
Dude, the best thing out here is when the farmers plant the playas, and then like in those 2 or 3 dry years, and then you get a wet
And
year,
they
and then they got the flooded playas, and you're like, oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
screwed.
The
man.
farmers definitely make their money back on getting hunters in that thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you might lose your money, but
for 3 acres of corn, I think they make that back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
pretty
sure.
quick.
For sure.
during
Oh,
hunting
yeah.
season.
yeah, no kidding.
If they let us on, yeah, for sure.
But this morning, we called the hunt at what? Around 11?
About 11ish, yeah.
And we did not leave the field until
I think y'all got like
3:30?
3:30.
Yeah, they go.
We left about 1:30.
I got a phone call right after y'all left. He's like, we're stuck.
Well,
And I was like,
Dawson
got
called
it.
me. He was
We
like,
got
is it bad? I said, it's bad.
We got it 80% of the way back.
Yeah.
we
like,
we
we
were
were
100
beside
yards
the
from
goal.
the road.
Yeah.
We're pushing the trailer, like we're getting it moving. We get like 30 feet, and I don't know if he just doesn't know how to drive side by side or what. I was like pawpaw on it.
hey, we're not
They-
going.
they
They
don't-
made some questionable decisions today. I'll
They
say
don't
that.
really do that up there on the East Coast.
No.
That's why
I was used to squatted trucks. I thought, what the hell?
I didn't even.
Hey, normally he's just in his truck
Hey,
just sitting like
that
this.
side by side was squatted, son.
It was.
So we got 3 guys in the back of the trailer jumping like
mud.
this and pushing, and dude, we cannot get that thing out. And then finally, we sat there on the last spot we got stuck in. It was like, he's just like, y'all just get out of here.
Yeah. So
Because there
so
was nothing we were doing other than getting a truck out. You get a truck in, we were going to get it out quick.
Yeah.
But I didn't think
Yeah,
you
tear
could
the
get a truck.
farmers.
we get out of our first big rut, and that was a chore to do. And then so we get in the second one, and we're figuring it out. And he is revving this thing, and I'm sitting here trying to yell at him, not even thinking like, "Hey, dumbass, he can't hear you." He's in a cab side by side with the windows up,
the radio
on, and he's revving it out. I'm like, "Go towards the fence! Go towards the fence!"
The fence, for other people, nobody that knows this, the fence line is always drier than
Always
anywhere else in the
drier.
field.
We were probably 50 yards from glory.
Yeah.
Whenever
Oh,
y'all
dude.
left. Like we were right beside where that
But
dry
Carson-
spot was.
He's so impatient. He's like a bull in a china shop. He just starts going crazy. In that moment, I wasn't there, but I could see it.
Well, Austin was in the back. He's like, "What, Craig?"
I was like, I was trying to
Snoop Dogg dance move.
so we had unhooked it from the trailer, and he had pulled up and we winched it, and he was winching it, and it would like move an inch, and I was like, well, back up and winch it. So he was doing that,
And we'll push.
and then he had the wheels locked all the way one way, and I was like, turn the wheels.
I was just shaking that thing any way it wanted to go. And then, so how we finally ended up getting it out is we phoned a friend. Mine and Jake's sleep-deprived brain. We had already worked like a 14-hour day by the time this thing got stuck at 1
Yeah.
o'clock. And so we called Dawson, like, dude, it's fucked. It's bad. And so then we call him, and we're all just talking, and then finally he calls me back. He's like, "What if you hook the side by side of the trailer, hook the winch of the side by
I
side?"
thought about
your
that too,
truck?
and I was like, but then you get 3 things stuck.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
At this point,
And a lot of farmers don't like you driving in their field.
Well, thankfully, all his stuff was volunteer. So it was
It was
all
volunteer
just for
weed.
cows and
I called him and let him know too.
Yeah.
That we were in a
And,
predicament and we were gonna have to do whatever it took.
Yeah.
and but then thankfully, I just bounced it off the rev limiter in my truck in 4 low, and we were just going. It worked. I was so happy at that moment when I felt it give out of that rut and it started going. I was like, we're not stopping. I don't care what breaks.
The funny thing was they called me and Carson was pissed, dude. I mean, he's cussing and he's like, "We're stuck in the dead." Like, I'm not even gonna repeat what he said, but they were stuck in the field and he didn't know how to get out. And he's like, "What do you want me to do?" And I was like, "I don't know. Let me call a farmer and let me see what I can do. Let me see if he's got a tractor, like how he wants us to handle this." I hang up. I called the farmer. He didn't answer, but then I called you.
Yeah.
I was like, how bad is it? Because Carson, you never know what you're looking
I was seeing red at that moment.
Oh, yeah.
I was
So that's when I called you. I was like, you were there when they got stuck, right? And you're like, yeah. I mean, it's not good. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. What do you think they should do? And he's like, I'm just worried about tearing the farmer's field up. And I think if you get a tractor in there, you should be all right. We
Yeah.
ended up not needing it, but Yeah, I called him. I had to get a second opinion.
We knew the plan to get it out the whole time. We were just making sure it was good.
Well, the whole time we were like, if we could just get a truck in here, like we can get it out for sure.
I was like, if you can get a tractor,
we
that's
saw it was
the
a
move.
Tundra that was going to be getting out. We're like, no, that thing's going to sink.
You'll lose
That
the
thing's
truck.
sinking.
It'll just sink.
Yeah, the thing's so heavy, that thing's going to sink in the ground.
Oh man.
But I'm glad y'all finally got out of there. I thought that farmer was going to have a new piece of field ornament there. And what you normally could do would just wait for the ground to freeze again tonight. But then tonight it's supposed to start snowing and raining. So it would have got worse.
No, we'd have lost that thing for a week.
It would have been. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Tomorrow morning will be interesting. I'm ready to see what y'all come up with how you're going to get the decoys out there.
Dude, I don't know. We're going to figure it out. I'll tell you that. We're going to find out.
Rented a helicopter.
Yeah. I wish.
You know, let Bill chime in, or whoever's next.
Yeah, we can. Bill, bring in another one of the guides.
Bill, the science guy.
Kill Bill, Bailey Goldman.
Get us a hybrid.
Not at all. We need to get us a hybrid boat, man.
When we get to land, if we get to land, can we please buy a hybrid?
I mean, I'll go half with you.
Let's
we
do
get the USS. We can retire the old USS Quack Shack.
Let's go to hybridboat.com and buy us a new boat.
Dude, let's do it right now.
Customizable. I looked at their website. It's 100% customizable. We can build it how we want it. The guy's name's Luke. He said we could talk to him and he's 100% involved. So
I mean,
I'm going to talk to him.
I'm gonna miss this old bucket of rust right here, though.
I want to blow this thing up. Has one Austin power.
I mean, I could get to land faster.
Thing's riveted. The hybrid boats are custom built by a guy in Louisiana.
Bunkie, Louisiana, to be exact.
Yeah, Bunkie. Where the hell's Bunkie?
You know, it's a good boat. You never heard of the place it's called.
Check out hybridboats.com. Get you a new boat. Oh!
Yeah, you feel
already rocking the hat. I just gave Bill this hat like 40 minutes ago.
What shirt is that?
Yeah, he's pimping.
Burlebo. Is that Burlebo?
No, I don't know what it is.
Shirt?
Somebody gave it to me for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
It's just like standard or
This
something.
is weird.
Vaquero?
What's up, Bill?
Dude, I'm telling you, you feel like you're in another world.
I feel like I'm part of the show now.
He's been over there in the audience. We sold tickets to this event. It was $50.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and
We're doing our first live,
I paid
well, not
$100 to
first
be
live
here.
show, but yeah.
Prairie Bomb, we've got 5 guides, me included, but this whole thing wouldn't operate without any of these boys. So we want to bring
Bring them
all
on,
of
give them the
in.
flowers.
Yeah.
Gotta give them the flowers.
I don't know if you're going to add that, but I don't know if we should. But, yeah, we want to introduce all y'all to them because they're how this thing goes around, and we wouldn't be where we're at without them. So it's Bill. Go ahead and tell them how you came out here.
I'm Bill. That's a nickname I got a long time ago.
Oh, that's not your real name?
No, my real name's Bailey.
Oh. You look like a
We're
Bailey.
not going to get into that story.
You don't look like a Bill.
No. I mean, he should be like 70, right, with Bill? But he's
Y'all
not.
kept calling it Bill. I was like, we got an old man working for
That's
y'all?
what I thought, to be honest, before I met him.
So just kind of give us a background on how you started hunting and how you got hooked up with Prairie Bomb.
So duck hunting started when I was probably about 9 years old. My sister's a good bit older than me and started dating a guy.
Yeah.
And he took me duck hunting in a wood duck swamp one morning. It was actually probably one of the coldest mornings I can remember in South Carolina. And
I heard you don't do too good in the cold.
I fell in the water that morning at 9 years old and somehow just still got locked in that swamp hole.
Was your first duck a wood duck hen?
I'm glad you guessed it because I was about to say that.
Wow, look at that.
Too?
They ain't got no
All
drakes in
three of
South
you.
Carolina. Got
I
no
can't wait
drakes
to
in
ask the
South
next
Carolina.
guy.
Mine was banded.
I was about to say, I got
No,
Yours
I'm
was
just
banded,
playing.
double, triple banded with a transmitter on.
Transmitter.
But after that, I kind of got hooked, and a lot of my dad's friends ended up taking me coming up, and then I got linked up with some friends in middle school all through high school and started doing it, and then my dad and his buddies started taking me out to Arkansas to some guide services when I got into high school. Just fell in love with it. I got to college, met some boys. One of my good friends from college actually went to high school and stuff with Carson. And so I woke up probably 2 days after Christmas 2 years ago and to a phone call saying, "Hey man, you want to go to Texas?" And I was like, "Well, let me see what I can work out." I was like, "When are we going?" He was like, "Tomorrow."
Oh
He's
yeah.
been here 2 years now.
I was like, well, let me ask my dad and see if I can go. So got off work while I was on Christmas break and took off in the truck and came here. Got here, immediately went to the bar after 18 hours of driving.
Proper way to introduce him to everyone.
Yeah, I knew these guys for a little bit, hunted with them for a week. Actually hit it at the right time, so we got after the birds that week. Carson kept messing with me. I thought he was messing with me about getting a job out here.
Yeah.
And about 6 months later, comes the summer, and he was like, so you coming to work out here or not? I was like, well, shit, I'm still in school, so let me see what I can do. Ended up getting my classes online, so I was able to start last January.
Nice.
And here we are now.
Heck yeah, man.
That's a good story, man.
Yeah.
So you got out here at the right time, got hooked, went to the bar. For y'all that don't know, and for everybody that don't know, like when everybody's like, "Oh, dude, Texas is the best." This isn't the Texas they're talking about. This right here,
No.
not the Texas they're talking about. Great from November to January for the rest of the time of the year. Would never set foot here.
The only thing is-
Unless you're from California, this is a great place to live.
Can't wait to see what everybody's talking about.
No, dude. Not it. This is not the place.
Yeah, I don't even know what goes on here between I don't know, like the end, like last week of October.
Yeah, what do you do here?
Yeah, what do the people do? I don't even know.
I don't want to stick around to find out.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
you're gonna get
Yeah.
stuck here. Just
I'm
be
ready to
here
go back
forever.
to Charleston. Just
Be
live
back
on the
here
coast,
be back
fish,
here forever.
I don't
dude.
know what y'all do south of us, so.
and- Yeah. What do y'all even do?
What do we do?
Dude, what do we do?
Fish, hunt. We got all kinds of stuff to
All
hunt.
kind
Where
of
you
stuff.
fishing though?
Lakes.
Lakes.
We got big bass, brother.
He's
What?
a big top
I live-
water guy. He,
We're like
he loves to pop that
3-4 hours from the coast. 3 hours from the coast.
We're
Okay, that's
far.
not bad.
No, and then where I live, I'm 15 minutes from the best bass fishing lake in the United States.
that?
Lake Fork.
Lake Fork, son.
Oh yeah. Okay. I've heard.
Come on,
You've
now.
heard, yeah.
Come on,
Only
everybody
heard
knows
stories.
about Lake Fork. Now, come on. It sucks. Let me tell you, that lake's dog ass. But every time they have the Bassmaster there, they do good. So I don't know. Maybe I just suck. I don't know. Who knows?
There's a common
They put him in there the
denominator
week before.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is. That's what
They're
it is.
in their live wells already.
Oh, 100%. 100%. People got a lot more money than me, a lot more grass than I got. You know what I mean? So they could see the fish on the bottom. We get to fish, we get to hunt, and then we're close to cities. Like even East Texas, where we're in the country, and I'm on a farm. Like I'm still within an hour from Dallas. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
Out here.
We also have a mud park. We need to take him out there and give lessons
to him how to get out of the mud.
Yeah,
Because what we were in today, that's not even mud. That's
nothing.
grass. It's grass with a little bit of mud in it.
we do that shit for fun.
Yeah.
I did that in high school, but not now.
No, but I mean, what we do is kind of in the summer. Honestly, with the podcast, we traveled around to some outfitters, some offshore
we were busy
guys.
this year.
And then I try to actually work during that time as much as I can.
Yeah.
Work our asses off when hunting season's not here.
Because you got to make up.
So we can.
And then you got to make it up to the women in your life. You got to make
Love you, babe.
You got to take a couple months
Amen to
off.
that.
So that's kind of what I do when I'm not duck hunting. And then I like to play golf. We got some nice golf.
Play a lot of
courses.
golf.
Okay, see, you got your
It's not like out here.
Dude, we live in the best part of Texas.
Like we live in the only part of Texas.
This is the
that I would live
asshole
in.
of Texas.
Can I ask, did y'all play baseball?
Yeah.
Yes.
Every wash-up baseball player plays golf now.
Yeah.
Can I get an amen?
Yeah.
Or duck hunts. Amen.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree.
That was my thing, baseball.
And every baseball player, just so y'all know, people on the podcast, when you start playing golf as a baseball player, you will hit the ball to the right if you're a right-handed. If you're a right-handed person, as soon as you hit that ball, it's going straight right until you figure it out.
Let's get another amen on that.
Yeah, until you figure it out. And then once you figure it out, it'll start going left, and then you got to figure that out, and it takes a long
It
time.
never goes straight.
No.
From there.
No, and some people, like myself, a lot of the times, if I'm having a day where I know the ball's going right, I'll just aim to the left about an hour to the left.
Or dig into the cooler a little heavier.
Oh, yeah,
That's
for
right.
sure. Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
for sure.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? We're here to talk about some great products we like to utilize during the hunting season. One of them, obviously, being the Tortuga bag from Hella Dry. It is absolutely waterproof. It is great for any type of circumstances you're hunting. It keeps all your stuff dry. It's got plenty of pockets. Got one here, deep pocket, and then it's got 2 pockets on the inside. Obviously, you got a pocket on the side for, in this case, holding your Pringles, and a koozie. Put a drink in there, whatever you want. You got this side over here. It can hold a Mojo, or it can hold your Wingman, which is this here. The Wingman is absolutely iconic. It's something that's much needed in the industry. It is great for any circumstances, whether you're hunting in a field, you're hunting in a slough, a pond, or in the timber. They like to say, find the perfect spot, not the perfect tree. So something that's really good, very much needed in the outdoor industry. I would definitely recommend that. One of my favorite things is the quick draw loop. Sometimes you don't want a big gunsling. You might be hunting a timber or whatever the case is. Sometimes you just don't want all that in your way. This thing right here is absolutely perfect for those circumstances. It is absolutely cool. It looks good, great design. It's got the branding on there, and it's something that's going to last you a while. It's got the braided cord with the coating over it. So if you're in the market for a new bag, if you're in the market for a new gunsling, or if you're in the market for something to keep all your stuff dry, check out Hella Dry. Check them out on Instagram or check out their website. Make sure you get some of this essential stuff for the season. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about Mr. Bill over here. I want you to tell our listeners your band story. That's pretty awesome.
Legendary story. I'm still mad at him for it.
I can remember you being pissed off at me the whole day.
So how long are you out here at this point?
Probably 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's been guiding for us for 2 weeks. And this, go ahead.
So we were set up in, what was it, a wheat field? By that time of year?
Milo, I believe.
What was it?
Yeah, it was Milo. Yeah, I got a video of it.
Set up in a Milo field, an A-frame up against a pivot head. Worked a few groups that morning. Shot into a group, and I was outside the blind working the dog on a blind retrieve. Gave a few hand signals. Next thing I know, everybody in the blind's telling me to hit the deck. We got more birds coming in.
He's hitting the deck.
So I'm like shoulder in the dirt, laid up against the A-frame. Dog
outside of the A-frame.
Dog still running around in the field trying to find the bird. The guys and the client shoot into a group of birds, and I stand up. I have one shell up to my gun from shooting at the previous group, and I look up and there's 2 birds just sailing out about 75 probably, and I was like, screw it.
To be clear, we told the clients to shoot. It was out the back of the blind. We were like, hey, y'all shoot those. We're like, it's too tall. So Bill stands up. He's like, eyeballs it, and he's like, nah.
I was like, screw it. Pow. Sucker didn't have a breath of life in it. Just fell. Straight dead.
20 gauge, 1 shell.
My dog's still looking for the bird that I was sitting him on, sees this bird fall, brings him back, banded.
Dude, it was every bit of 75, 80 yards. I mean, it was.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, and it was. He'd been out there for 2 weeks, and 20 gauge, 1 shell. It was just like a whole spotlight. Everybody watched him do it, and when he shot it and it crumbled, we were all like, holy, how the heck did he hit that? And so I get out there with my camera. I'm videoing his dog bringing it back. He gets behind me, and Carson was on that hunt with us too, and Carson's like, oh my, it's freaking banded. I was like, no freaking way. Check my footage, and sure enough, you can see it. But
everybody was super stoked about how far the shot was, but it was just your average South Carolina shot, so I wasn't really.
It looks like
you want to shoot 75, 80 any day of the week.
Come see us in the
shoot
Carolinas.
Apex.
No, let me tell you this. So just because you hit a long shot, that don't necessarily mean somebody's a good shot. So my little brother can't shoot worth the shit. And
here we go.
We're crane hunting. He ain't had a great, he ain't had a lot of experience, but
he's about this big.
He's about 100 pounds soaking wet, and he was shooting, and we had shot into a group. I think we shot like 7 out of a group, and there was one that was getting out, and it was a long way away, and everybody was unloading. He's like, I have a shell. I was like, shoot at it, buddy. He turns around, boom, smoked. We thought, no way, this thing just full cardiac arrest, just down. And we were like, oh my God. I was like, dude, why can't you hit the one right in front of you? And you hit that one. He was like,
you can't hit ducks in your face, but you can shoot a crane flying away
at 80 yards. So, just so y'all know, if y'all see somebody hit it, if y'all see somebody hit a far shot, it ain't because they're a good shot.
That's for you, Bill.
It's all love. It's all love.
I can't hit anything in my face. Let it get about 40.
Smoked it.
It's gone.
Which is weird because you're used to hunting wood ducks, so that's all they are is in your face. Or
We went home for Christmas.
You're a hell of a cleanup shooter then.
We went home for Christmas. I shot about a box and killed 2. So that's how it works.
He can put you on him, but he can't finish.
Yeah, no, in all seriousness, he's a dang good shot. Usually he's like lights out with it.
Yeah.
But, that shot, I think it was luck. I don't know. I think it's luck only because I didn't shoot and it was
one
banded.
BB hit his forehead.
Yeah.
I said an extra long prayer before that hunt that morning, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was one of 2 bands we shot at here only. I mean, we've been a part of killing thousands and thousands. And we've had that one lesser, and then Carson earlier this year shot a lesser snow.
Yeah.
And
he took his little brother out, same little brother. Well, no, he didn't go.
No, he got sick.
He took his other brother the other day. They shot one bird, and it was banded. He shot it.
I didn't want to go hunting at all. It was the day after Christmas, and I was like, dude, I ain't even looked at this place. I was like, I ain't scouted at all. I was like, man, I'd been out of town for like the week before, and I was like, dude, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's only one place we can go that always has some birds. And I was like, okay, we'll go. I was like, we'll go there. So we drove like an hour and 20 minutes that morning. And like they talked me into going. My little brother, the one that talked me into going didn't even end up going because he was sick. But then I'd already told my brother-in-law, like, he was younger than me as well, that he could come with us. And I was like, oh, God. His friend had come stay the night. And I was like, I was sitting in bed and I was like, dude, I don't want to go. Like, I really don't want to go. And we got there, and of course we weren't shooting anything because we hadn't looked at it. There was no birds. They were actually on the pond on our property on the next, like, 200 yards over from us on another pond. I was like, man, well, should have sat over there. But we're sitting there, and these 2 birds just kind of going away, and I was just like, and they're gadwall, so you can't really call gadwall. And in East Texas, it's just, if you're where they want to be, that's where they want to be. You can't really call gadwall in. Well, we somehow just gave them a hell call, and these 2 ducks just turned around. And I'm like, I'm not a great caller or anything. Like, it's not. And so I was like, okay, well, it's cool. They're coming in. And one of them kind of dipped out, and then one of them just came right in, and it got shot at like 3 or 4 times, and then it was kind of getting out, and I shot it, and it went down, and then another group came like, oh, we're working these birds, whatever. Dog goes and picks up the bird, comes back, brings it back. It's like a little timber hole, and he brings it back, sits it next to me, and I'm just sitting there, we're working this group. I go over here, and then I kind of just piddle around for like 15 minutes, and then I come back, and I go to put the bird on the strap, and I look at it, and I pick it up. So we had broke its leg when it got shot, and so the band was like up at its hip. And so you couldn't see it.
Up under that
I couldn't
wing.
see it. It was like cupped up like right in here, because I guess when we broke the leg, it like broke the kneecap, whatever. So it slipped up, and so I go to like put it on the strap. When I pick it up like that, the band goes, and I was like, hey, this is banded. And I was like, none of y'all son guns shot it either. I know I shot this. We're not even pulling straws for this one.
Heck yeah.
I ain't never shot one.
And,
I hadn't either.
Dude, no. I've shot thousands and thousands of birds. I've been a part of that. And the only bands I've ever been a part of was that bird. We killed a pintail last year. And then before that, just snow geese. Snow geese get banded every now and then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for us, we shot, where was yours from? Yours was from way.
Nunavut, Canada.
Yeah.
However the hell you pronounce it.
What did you say, none of it, Canada?
Yeah, Nunavut.
Oh, Nunavut.
Yeah.
However you
I thought you said none of it.
So
none of it, Canada.
Yeah, Carson's the band Carson shot his band this year as a snow, and it was banded in the same place a month before Bill's was banded.
Really, that's crazy.
That's pretty neat.
But when Carson reported it, they were like suspicious activity. Like this is a what did they say? Not a normal flight pattern. Whatever.
Yeah, so that's actually the exact same thing that happened with mine. So mine was banded in Maryland, and we killed it here. So it came over 3 flyways.
Wow.
And it was banded this last spring, and
that's crazy.
It was a hatchling, so it was a dumb bird, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was, obviously it was a fresh bird. So I guess it hatched, somewhere in there.
Got lost and
then
hit the
went
western.
there, and then somehow kind of got west, and then it was like, oh, I like this group of birds. I'm gonna go with them. They came over, so when I shot it, reported it, whatever, they called me and they were like, you killed this in Texas?
Shot that Home Alone bird.
I was like, yeah, I killed it. I was like, yeah, I killed it in Texas. They were like, okay, that's just weird. Like it did, we banded it in Maryland, and I was like,
that sucker. Hey, that's a warrior.
Dude, seriously.
He flew. That sucker went to Vietnam and back.
Dude, he went through some stuff.
Yeah, I mean he's been trucking, you know, and you boys on the East Coast, y'all shoot anything. So I know that he got shot at a couple times for sure. For sure. People want to know why the East Coast ain't got no birds because they shoot at everything. They got there, you know, back in the day they go with punt guns and shoot like 3,000 of them at once.
Dude,
and like,
yeah, don't even get me started.
Why don't we bring somebody else on?
Who wants to come on?
Bill, your time's up.
Bill, nice talking to you, brother.
Oh yeah, nice being on. Bring in old Jockey.
Jake Brantley.
He's the only one here that's not from the old East Coast.
This man right here is from Tennessee, where they really don't have birds.
I grew up duck hunting in Arkansas.
Well, that's very convenient.
That's what everybody in Tennessee says. If they're from Tennessee, where'd you hunt?
Arkansas.
or Real Foot. That's the only two places.
Real Foot.
That's where Carson grew up at. Hunting was Real Foot.
Yeah.
Really?
But what all did you shoot up there? You shot your first pintail up there?
That's
Heck
awesome.
yeah.
All right, Jake, tell us where you're from, how you got with us.
Yeah.
So I'm from outside Memphis. I went to University of Memphis for a year.
Go Tigers.
Go down.
Yeah, that lasted. It was short. I realized I like working a lot more, so I started working for a home builder. Me and a buddy, for Christmas after we graduated high school, we booked a trip out here to come out with Prairie Bomb. We hunted 2 days. First day was really good. Second day was a little bit slower, but it was still good. And they kept talking about cranes nonstop.
And it was a lot different than what you'd hunted. So
It was nothing like I'd done.
Totally different.
I mean, I'm used to like a dry field back home. You're still ankle deep, knee deep in mud.
Yes.
That's a dry field.
Yeah.
Out here, you're driving a truck in a field. That was unheard of for me. You couldn't even drive a truck down a dirt road back home.
No.
And they just kept talking about cranes. And I got home, told my dad, I was like, we got to go back and hunt these cranes. I had
Dinosaurs. Never even know what they are.
I didn't even know what they were. They were like, you got to come hunt cranes. I'm like blue herons? That's the only crane I've known. I'm like,
Yeah.
All right. So we came back out here. First day, it was slow. It was cold right after a cold front, and cranes and cold don't mix well.
Don't mix well at all.
Next day, Carson and Dawson were our guides, and I mean, we beat on them. It was foggy.
Yeah.
They said, just wait till the fog clear out, and it was clockwork. As soon as the fog cleared out, we were done in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a great day.
And we all went to dinner that night, and basically Vince and Carson, they're like, hey, so we met you last year. We liked what you did. Because, I mean, I like to hunt, and I like to help set up. I like to watch how everything happens.
Yeah,
so
me too.
We came out and did it all in the mornings, and so they offered me a job. Came back out here in late October, I guess. You and I drove out here.
Yeah, me and him were first ones here.
And ever since then, I've been hooked.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, so you've been.
So what do you think? This is your first year guiding?
Yep.
What do you think so far?
I've loved it.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, it helps that we've had a bunch of just like awesome clients.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got clients that I still text to the day.
Yeah.
A lot of the clients that leave here we're like best friends with.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. So we just posted a video on our Instagram and TikTok, and I posted it because I thought it'd be cool to have podcast clips of us talking. It blew up, and like there's a lot of people that have commented, and so basically what it was about was like talking about how essentially creating a buddy hunt for clients, to where they have the most fun. I mean, like Sam says,
making relationships
in the video, buddy hunts, bro. They're the best.
Yeah,
no
doubt.
You know what I mean? Like and if you can recreate that, it's not gonna happen every time.
No.
But if you can recreate that for a client,
No doubt.
they're gonna rebook. And they're going to talk about it to everybody. And so you automatically got the rebook.
Yep.
And they're going to tell everybody they know, and they're going to come out here.
Yeah.
And then, so it's like reoccurring. Well, we had some guys on there, and
that were guides that were kind of.
Yeah, they were getting pissed.
You sound like a guy that's mad if he shoots a limit.
You're talking about they were commenting on your post?
Yeah.
So I saw that post, and I was reading through it, and I saw that. I was like, dude, that's interesting.
We had some guys like, well, who wants to hang out with the clients? Have you ever been a guide like?
I hate that.
Like, so another part of that reel was like, if you have a bad hunt,
yeah,
You have to create an atmosphere for the customer afterwards, back at the lodge or wherever.
Yeah.
And to where it makes up for that, because it's 100% doable.
Right, 100%. No, that's a lot of our clients are repeat clients, and it's because we value that relationship.
And you control the stuff you can control.
Exactly.
You can't control the birds.
Exactly.
You can't control the birds, but you can control the atmosphere outside of the hunting, and even during the hunting. Like we've been on some of these trips, man. We haven't shot many birds, on some of our tour stops, but we had a blast.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's the experience for sure. And it's one thing you said too is about, or you hit on a little bit, was one of the comments was like, have you met the clients, or like, have you hung around the clients?
Yeah.
There's a big stigma around not teaching other people about waterfowl hunting. Like, everybody thinks they know more than the other person.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody wants to, like, it's shame on you if you don't know how to blow a duck call, or shame on you if you don't know how to shoot these birds or hunt these birds. And none of us are like that. Like, if we love when clients ask questions for the most part, because we can teach them and help them learn. And that's like a big part of it for me, is giving back and teaching, like sharing the wealth kind of.
Yeah. And even, I mean, the guy that said that, he's a guide. So like, the first thing you do when you have clients there and you get everything set up, everybody in their layouts or whatever the case is you do a rundown.
Yep.
Like, talk about the safety, make sure your safety's off, this and that. I'm calling the shot. You're teaching there, so like, why don't you want to educate somebody to where these people spend their money to come hunt with you?
Exactly.
It's like their vacation.
It's a lot of the times it's their vacation.
They look forward to it all year. They spend all this money. They talk with their buddies. Like, I know.
Why don't you want to create an atmosphere when? Why don't you want to control what you can control? Right. Like, you go out there and bang them. So you shoot a 7-man. Yeah. They're gonna have a blast. So you might not have to do like TLC stuff after the hunt. But still, like, people look forward to that stuff too. They want to sit around and talk to you like we're doing now. Like, want to learn how you got into it, or like
Well, because to them, y'all have the coolest job on earth.
Yeah. Well,
on paper.
Yeah,
it's the coolest
100%.
Job. And I tell you right now, their job sucks. Like,
that's how my first year when I came out and hunted with them, I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. Yeah. And now that I'm doing it, like, I love it, but
it's work.
It's work.
You get tired.
Especially today. Today was awful.
Jake is a hunting machine. Like, this dude eats, sleeps, and breathes hunting.
Oh,
like,
no.
100%. He wants to hunt every single day, like, devoted, unlike anybody I really ever know. But they went out early season. We were going hard. We were hunting 2 groups at least a day in crane season and all that. And we're like 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, and he looks at me. He's just like, dude, can I have a day off? Like,
is that Joe with the Shamrock, right?
If Jake Brantley is saying that, dude, that means something. Like,
he's hurting.
Yeah, because this dude, I mean, he's nonstop.
You got to, man. You have to.
We called him the Energizer Bunny for
I can go.
Now he's dying.
Because not only are you going to wear yourself out, like, you don't want to burn out either.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's it's hard for me to balance.
Because you're going to go home back to Tennessee.
That's what I was worried about. When it came time for Christmas, I was expecting to go home and just want to sleep.
Yeah.
I was like, I really hope I ain't burnt out. Yeah. I went home and hunted every single day except Christmas.
Well, but here's the deal. Like, a lot of people don't understand, like, these guys, like, a lot of the guides don't understand the guide life in, I would say, this central part of the flyway, the west central part of the flyway is completely different than what you're doing in East Texas or what you're doing in Arkansas or what you're doing, in
it's
in
totally different.
Because you're setting up on ponds. You're not really having to create a hide. You're not throwing out 100 dozen decoys every morning. Here,
and you're driving.
Here, you're scouting all day. And you're setting out decoys all morning. You're getting here at 3 o'clock.
No permanent blinds.
No permanent blinds.
No.
So you're not hunting permanent spreads. You're not hunting permanent blinds. You're putting out a new spread every day. You're finding the birds. You're chasing feeds every day. You're not just doing a little bit. I would say that West Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, those are 3 hardest states to guide in.
Yeah,
because you were, as a guide, as an owner, it's probably great because this is where everybody wants to hunt. But as a guide,
it's tough.
It's tough.
It's hard. It's hard work.
I can go home in East Texas and I can hunt every single day and not have a single problem.
Yeah.
When I come out to goose hunt and all this stuff, like, crane hunting's not as bad, but goose hunt, if I come out goose hunt, I can do like 5 days in a row, and then I'm like, and I like setting out decoys and everything, like, because like normally, like, when we come, I'm setting out decoys, we're doing the whole thing, and I'm like, After about 5 days, I'm like, yeah, I need a day to like sleep in. I need a day to sleep in. And the thing for us, we gotta go back to work. So normally it's like, get here and then it's like, oh, well, I gotta go back to work tomorrow, and I'm gonna be a piece of crap. I'll tell you that right now. I'm gonna suck. But people don't realize that, a lot of guides don't realize how hard it is out here to do it.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing to hunt?
Me?
Yeah.
Mallards in the timber.
Let's go, baby.
I cannot give it up.
Let's go, dude.
And
golly.
You don't get any of that out here.
No.
Hey, we need to do that
There's
one
no
day.
timber. Y'all should just plant trees right now, and then about 40 years from now,
I would. Yeah.
you might be able to have a 10-foot tree.
Yeah, my kids will enjoy it.
We
Hey, next year, if y'all get like a little break, we ought to go do that.
The breaks are hard to come by, but I'm so down. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Dude,
I'm in.
I want to build a house in the timber. I love it, dude.
Well, it's like what you were talking about, like out here.
I love it, dude. To be honest, like, I'm not a big goose guy. I will shoot them every day of the week.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
if you can say, hey, we're gonna go shoot 100 lessers in a dry field, or we can go shoot a 6-man of mallards. I'm picking 6-man of mallards in the timber every single day for the rest of my life.
Well, that was like you were talking about out here out west. It's the hardest type of hunting.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've talked to plenty of people. I mean, I've grown up around people doing the Arkansas Public, and that's like the staple.
It's hard.
It's hard.
That's the staple of everyone thinking that's hardcore.
It's harder doing this.
It is harder.
It is harder.
It's harder. I know people that have done both. I've done both, and I'll tell you, this is a lot more work that goes into it.
Hey, them Arkansas boys are biting their fingernails right now. I know y'all are.
Oh, I know.
Wait,
that's gonna
come out here.
That's going to cause problems. But after doing this out here, because I mean,
I've done it. Yeah,
I'd say our average work day, we're out of the house by 3:45, and you hunt until 11. Then you pack up. You're back at the house by 1. You might
unless you have stuff like that.
Unless you have a day,
and it happens.
And you roll back to the house at 3:30, and you
gotta go scout.
Drop a trailer, and you immediately leave and head 30 miles west and go scout.
And then guides in Arkansas, they got their 4 spots they're hunting regardless because there's so many birds. They're just trafficking birds. That's all they're doing every day.
Too. Yeah, like so out here it's so spread out from our farthest pin to our farthest pin, and if you want to be dramatic about it, it's 4 hours, but realistically with our stuff we mainly hunt, it's every bit an hour and a half, 2 hours from the furthest west to furthest east.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say earlier is like out here, like when you're scouting, like you're driving a lot.
I've put, for perspective, in I guess 2.5 months now, I've put 13,000 miles on my truck.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
a lot of people that just stay at the house don't even drive 13,000 miles a year.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So yeah. I'm telling you, I'm in a rental truck, and they're gonna be real disappointed when I get back.
Is that Chevy?
Yeah.
We were wanting the Florida plate. We were like, where the heck?
No, yeah, dude. So they're gonna be real disappointed. I got the thing with 3,000 miles on it the last week of October. It's got 14,000 miles on it now.
Oh, that's a long-term rental. I didn't know you.
Well, no, that's still his rental from October when it got stolen when we were here last time.
Here. Oh, my truck's in the shop because they wrecked it. Yeah. Anyways, long story. We're not getting into that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm in that truck. They're gonna be real upset when I get back. They're like, "You put 13,000 miles on this truck in the last 2 months." I'm like,
"Yep."
Sure enough, told y'all when y'all gave it to me. I said, "I'm gonna drive this thing."
Yep.
Just want you to know that.
Yeah, no, it's
brand new.
Yeah, it's like 3,000 miles, but yeah, pretty much.
It's a totally different breed out here. It's,
it is.
Oh, because every day you're putting 200-300 miles scouting.
Yeah,
minimum,
no doubt. Yeah.
Minimum. And when you find the first feed, you might be like, well, there might be something better. I'm gonna go look, and you keep, and there's always something better. You're always thinking.
Oh, and you can see a feed 7 miles away.
Yeah, well, Well, it also doesn't help that if you stand on the top of your truck, you can see the birds flying 36 miles away.
I can see Oklahoma, New Mexico.
Yeah, and you're like, you're like, oh well, I'm going over there too to see what that is, and you don't realize that's 30 miles over there.
Yeah.
You see a grain silo, you're like, I don't look that far, and then it takes you 30 minutes to get there, and you're like, golly.
Yeah.
When people say you can stand on a notebook and watch your dog run away for 2 days, they're not lying.
They're not lying
at all.
No, not
It is
not a lie
flat. No trees, flat, no bush, nothing.
I've experienced. You start scouting, you find one feed, and all of a sudden you get ready to head back home, and you realize you're an hour and 15 minutes from the house.
Yeah.
And you're like, I was only supposed to scout 25 minutes from the house.
Yeah.
What happened?
You're like, what? How did I get here?
Gas bills.
And I can even see the house. I just can't. It's just gonna take me an hour to get there.
So what do you think about this versus home?
it's hard to compare it.
Yeah.
Because
It's not even close to the same thing.
completely different things.
Absolutely.
I mean, my staple has always been flooded timber or flooded fields.
Yeah. You
There
never
ain't
thought
nothing
you'd be out
flooded
here, huh?
No, everything is dry as bone. It's
Not
dust,
today.
wind, tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
That's about it that's out here.
Yeah.
I mean, you got your plies, but
Yeah.
that's just a pond.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's hard to compare it. This being new to me, I'm definitely hooked on it, like, heavily.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I've always done the goose hunts back home, but back home it's...
You're running traffic most of the time.
It's spec limits 2 or 3 birds, and you just get 2 or 3 buddies, you get 1 volley to come in and you're done.
Yeah.
Out here, you get 3, 4 volleys of thousands of geese come in, and it's just...
And a lot
it's
of
an
times in
adrenaline
Arkansas,
rush.
you're running traffic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're not
Yeah.
on the X. For
All
here,
day.
you're where they want to be.
No, you think, like, they charge a lot out here. Arkansas is insane.
Arkansas is more expensive. It's
Arkansas
less
is
work.
crazy expensive.
And you got to pay, like, $1,000 for a guide license, or however much it is.
500.
Yeah.
50 if you're local.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm about 10 miles from being local.
Yeah. This podcast has been brought to you by Mallard Bay. If you're in the market for a hunting trip or a fishing trip, I highly suggest you checking out Mallard Bay. Mallard Bay is an Airbnb-style platform where you can go online to mallardbay.com, book a hunt or a fishing trip based on the species, the animal, or the location. Very simple, very easy platform to use. And so if you're in the market to go hunt some birds in Arkansas or catch some trout or
Literally
fish,
anything in the entire United States.
yeah,
They have it all online.
super simple. Just go to mallardbay.com, check them out, book you a hunt. Super fun. It's a great time. Super easy website.
Easiest
go
way to
check
book.
them out. Also, if you're an outfitter, check out Guide Tech. Guide Tech is an absolute great product to use for the outfitter. Help with all the back end work, help with scheduling, help with all the stuff that the guide really doesn't want to do.
The guy doesn't want to. The guy wants to hunt and he wants
Yeah.
to fish. He doesn't have. If you're a guide and you don't want to have to do anything but do the stuff you love, you need to sign up for Guide Tech and sign up to be a part of Mallard Bay.
Check them out at mallardbay.com or check them out on Instagram at Mallard Bay or at Guide Tech. Very, very awesome platform. Thank you. Let's get back to your program.
So, you were a client, and now you're the guide.
Yep.
And so, what would your advice be to clients coming out here? Because you got to be you've gotten to do both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of depends what you're looking for. If you're just looking to just come on a guided hunt or trying to venture into like the guiding industry, like guiding had been my dream job for forever. When my dad would leave the house to go duck hunt when I was like 4 years old, he'd said I'd cry every time he left the house because I wanted to go, but I wasn't old enough.
Yeah.
And so like I always wanted to grow up and like turn waterfowl hunting into a
your
job.
life, yeah.
Into a job. That was what I wanted to do. And so when we came out here, I mean, all I did was ask questions. I wanted to help set up. I rode to scout one afternoon with Vince, and I mean, we found a couple feeds, and it was just, if I was a client coming into it, I'd definitely just kind of, I'm trying to think of how to phrase it, but like, kind of just like step out there a little bit, ask more questions.
Yeah.
If you're confused about something, ask about it. I promise you, if we don't have an answer, we may just make something up, but it'll be somewhat accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a good point, is don't be afraid to ask questions.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
We're people too. Like, we got normal day jobs in the off season. And, like, that's a very good point, is ask questions and treat us like people too, because we don't.
So also as a client, did you, now that you work here, did you realize the first time you came here how much work it took to go into those hunts you were going on?
no.
Yeah.
I understood the
got a little
setup.
taste
I
of
understood
it.
the setup because I've done the setup.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it here, I've done it back home, but the scouting is way more than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, it's just part of it.
The maintenance too. And
Yeah, the maintenance.
No, God's job's never done.
No.
Dude, there's stuff we could be working.
It's
till
a
the
17 to
morning.
20 hour day every day during
Yeah.
season because you're cleaning decoys.
And I feel like crane season, I mean, it's smaller spreads that you're throwing out, but I feel like it was way more work because it was every single day we were hunting something different. And we had 2 different groups running, so we'd have to move panels to different trailers. So we'd be at the shop till 9 o'clock a lot of nights, getting trailers ready for the next day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was just, I mean, it was constant, nonstop.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, good talking to you, buddy. It was awesome hunting with you. I'm sure we might get to hunt with you again before we leave.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
He's just taking a 1 day break.
yeah,
I'm just taking a 1 day break for the wind.
yeah,
I don't do good in the wind.
yeah.
You don't do good in the wind.
That
Bill doesn't do
sick
good in the cold.
that sick don't really work, boys.
No, it
don't
don't.
let them fool you.
It's all just price tag. All right, Peanut.
Peanut,
Don't bring Peanut in.
Peanut.
And Peanut is not his name either.
No.
But
Hampton
they all got
Company.
nicknames. His
Yeah,
boy Hampton.
Yeah, when's his nickname coming?
Hey, Jake's?
Yeah.
We call him Jockey. I don't. Yeah, no, he doesn't have a good one yet.
What's yours?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Peanut, what's my nickname?
Who am I talking to? Dog.
Dog.
That's a new one.
D-Walk.
D-Walk.
D-Walk. D-Walk.
Yeah,
See,
he's a worker.
Peanut here. Peanut is the best peanut farmer
In the state.
in the southeast region of the United
Hey,
States.
State of
no,
South
this is
Carolina.
no joke.
And he's
Say it again. Tell that story.
He's got a plaque to prove
Yep.
it.
And let me go ahead and say, shout out to All Hands.
That's right.
Are y'all sponsored by them?
Yes, we are.
Shout out. You don't only need one,
No.
but shout out to all of them.
That was so
He's
good.
had more than one. Oh yeah.
Hey, live and prove. Bro. You only need
That
one.
was
right?
so good. Oh, I'm clipping the shit out of that.
Yeah. Let's get started.
Let's get started. All right, Peanut. Peanut. How'd you get started in the waterfowl hunting?
Well, I grew up farming. You know, I kind of grew up just hunting whatever we farmed. You know, it was always like a hobby and work. You know, wherever I worked, I was always where my hobby was. I was always in the woods and everything. But I always grew up just deer hunting, really. And then I started duck hunting back in Austin. You good?
No.
Just keep going.
I always grew up deer hunting, and then high school I started duck hunting, and everybody's first duck was a hen woody, but mine was a hooded merganser.
Okay. All right. Switching it up.
Drake hooded merganser. I shot it with a 3.5 shell and a
God, there wasn't nothing left of that, Drake.
That poor little
Hey, hold
McGann.
on. I'm sorry, we didn't ask Jake, but Jake, what was your first duck?
Greenhead, let's go.
Dude,
In the timber?
Dude,
In the timber?
we all grew up hunting in South Carolina, bro. He doesn't count, bro.
Yeah, he's got the bougie life. He's got that duck club.
Yeah.
No, I grew up in Arkansas. No.
So you grew up hunting whitetail. You know, probably hunting turkey. Did y'all hunt turkey in South Carolina? I didn't
turkeys.
ask any of all of that.
A lot of turkeys, dude. South Carolina is like one of the most undeveloped states in the United States.
Yes, because y'all already.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa, whoa.
It's okay. It's okay.
Dude, nobody related to that but me.
Whoa, whoa.
No, I'm kidding.
So Peanut, so you got in. Who got you into the shooting hooded McGanders with 3.5s?
Oh, dude, all my buddies in high school, man. We grew up just drinking and hunting.
Okay, in high school, hell yeah,
Dude,
drinking
in
and hunting
middle
high
school,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, we started early.
This is Theo Vaughn's nephew, by the way.
Dude,
Bro.
I'm telling you. Well, I've said that from the moment I met him. He's
Yes.
Theo Vaughn.
Yeah,
So-
whatever.
I can't do this.
I told you.
Dude, Austin asked me a question.
I can't. Dude, I'm sweating.
You're running this podcast right now.
So where y'all from? No.
From East Texas. No, anyways,
No.
man. So you know, before we get into how you get started. So in the off season, you're a peanut farmer, right? And that's
Yep.
why you got the name Peanut.
Yep.
You got lots of nuts. And
We were interviewing him, and
One good one.
They call you Lance.
Yeah.
he was on the phone, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I should be out there after I get done harvesting peanuts. We got peanut. We should be done about the." What'd you say? The first week in November.
Yeah.
And he said peanut on the phone so many times, and Vince apparently hates his name Hampton. He's like, that's the gayest name ever. I hate it. So he's
his name.
Come on, Vince.
dude, I know. So we were like, we got to come up with a nickname for him. And after that phone call, I was like, dude, your name's Peanut, because he says it funny. And
Peanut.
Yeah, say it.
Peanut.
So yeah, there's that. But he said it like 6 times on a phone call. So by the end of it, I was like, dude, by the way, your nickname's Peanut, and it's stuck. I mean, it fits him.
Yeah.
Y'all met him, and it fits. There's nothing else.
Bro,
So-
it fits.
A really big guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Peanut.
So Peanut, so you won an award recently for the state of South Carolina. Can you give a little explanation on that?
Yeah, the little yield award. I won the South Carolina Peanut Yield Award.
Yeah, so so people that don't know, you produce more peanuts per acre. More, I guess y'all call them bushels when it's peanuts, or is
It's pounds.
Pounds,
Yeah.
okay.
Yields go to grains like corn and and oats and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got you.
So you produced the most in the state of South Carolina.
The most who applied to this award. Yes.
Okay.
I don't
So
wanna,
you were
I
the
don't
only
want
one-
to shit
so-
on any of my other farmers in South
I
Carolina
tell you
who's
right
listening.
now, what happened was he probably just his dad made the award and he was the only one that applied. To it. It's like the whole, it's
Good
like
job, son. Keep working hard.
It's like
You go accept it. Yeah.
it's the homeschool valedictorian. You know.
Yeah.
I was class president.
Oh, and by the way, I
valedictorian.
want to clarify. Anybody back home that's listening, I'm Hampton, by the way. Then nobody knows me out here as Hampton, but back home I'm Hampton. That's my first name. Yeah. Out here, when I cross that state line, I'm Peanut. But
You get into Texas, Peanut.
I'm Peanut. Yeah. But back home, I'm Hampton. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this is what's your real name? Hampton what?
Yeah. Hampton Cumbie. That's my name.
Hampton Cumbie. That's
Yep.
my name. It ain't Peanut. Damn it.
All right. We'll erase that and go back to Peanut and let's get going. Yeah.
That's good. It's good. So
let me.
you
I
ask a
gotta ask him a
question?
question.
You can do it.
So versus, we've talked about it with everybody here. South Carolina hunting, waterfowl hunting, and here totally different.
Totally different.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
This is your
when
first
did you
year,
start? You started this
is my
November.
This is my first year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you enjoying it?
Yeah, dude. I wasn't
like
a
the
client.
grind?
Yeah, I wasn't a client before this. I just straight guided.
So who did you know?
I met Carson at a Co-Wetzel concert. We were both half sideways. And
Shout out Co-Wetzel.
yeah, Co-Wetzel, dude. I don't think either of us remember that concert, huh? Am I wrong? Yeah, no, none of us remember. So we met each other, and I was begging him to get a hunt for a lesser price because I was like, dude, I'll come do the work. I want to do the work.
Yeah.
Screw the hunt. I want to do the work.
Yeah.
And then here I am, full circle.
Hell yeah.
And I'm working with him.
That's
I
awesome.
got to put up with him every day. I'm joking. Yeah.
He was a mutual friend of Bill, so we were looking to hire somebody.
Bill. So Bill's on earlier. I've known Bill half my life.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up 10 minutes down the road from Bill.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to high school together. We've known each other our whole life, or half our life.
Y'all go up hunting together too?
Yeah, we grew up hunting since we've known each other.
So you're
really.
doing the drinking the beers and shooting in middle school too, right?
Yeah, he was right. Yeah, no, he wasn't. He's a really good guy.
No, so
yeah, me and Bill were the two guys that never went because we were hungover. Yeah.
so
I told y'all it's gonna be a handful.
Hey, that bus he threw you under.
Yeah.
So you got lined out with them. So were you at the Co-Wetzel concert with Bill? You just happened to run into
Dude, I knew Carson from a mutual friend of Carson and I, and Carson's my friend that Carson knew. He was like, dude, I got a guy that lives your dream. He's guiding. He's got his own thing out in Texas. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. And that was like I don't even know how many years ago, and now here I am working alongside of them. So it's crazy for me.
And it works
from
out
how it
perfect for
started.
you with the peanuts.
Peanut.
Yeah, dude, I park the combine and I come out here.
Yeah.
And then I come back and then I get a little bit of a break. I turkey hunt and then I'm right back in the tractor and going back at it. So
Heck
it's a perfect life.
So
man.
what you need to do is just start growing peanuts out here because
Dude.
y'all kill a lot more birds if you had the peanut.
Yeah.
If you can figure out some sandy soil around here, to build some peanut.
sandy loam.
Yeah. There's some west of here, some south of here. There's a lot of peanuts grown south.
Yeah.
A ton of peanuts grown
Right.
south of here. But if you could do that, y'all to have every goose in the country
Dang
on
right.
that something.
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Put them on the Eastern Flyway. We'll kill them.
Yeah.
All the peanuts.
So do y'all get birds in your peanuts or no?
Yeah, like geese wise or
Geese wise, yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, I mean we've got.
Yeah, dude. No. It's still
dude.
We've got resident geese that have been there longer than my great granddad. You know,
You're my new best friend.
Yeah,
I love you, dog.
they know it.
I just met you.
Yeah, dude, our geese back home in the oak trees have known each other their whole life. You know?
Yeah.
So
That's probably very true.
it's true. I haven't seen a migrator in the past 30 years, and I'm only 23.
Same thing with the wood ducks.
Exactly, bro.
They're year round, brother. Migrators stopped at the
Right.
Potomac. They said, "Nah, I ain't got no more further." They said they got Peanut down there. I ain't fucking with them.
Yeah,
So you come out here in November, get straight into it, huh?
straight into it, man.
So you don't have did you have a lot of experience in like goose hunting before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've kind of hunted all over the place.
Okay.
I've been all over.
Talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I got into duck hunting like my 9th grade year of high school, so I was probably 15. And then after that, like they all said, I shot my first duck and fell in love with it. And a good group of my buddies, we all just started traveling all over the place between guiding and freelancing.
Yeah.
I've been to, all over the place, really. I hunted in Texas before I come out here. But not in the same part of Texas, in South Texas. But I've hunted all over the country, really, with my buddies. And we just kind of traveled everywhere between freelancing and guiding and just hunting. So I've really acquired a lot of experience elsewhere before I got here. So it's not like I just jumped in the blind and was learning. Yeah. But the first day I got out here, I will say I never hunted cranes before I got out here. And the first time I was hunting cranes, I was guiding cranes. You know? So
it's not very hard though.
Dude, yeah. I was gonna say, I bet the first time you saw a crane, you're like, Jesus.
Yeah, dude.
Christ.
What the hell is that?
Right. The client's like, what are they doing today? I'm like, dude, I'm not sure. They haven't been doing that for a while. No.
I don't know, man. I ain't seen them do that in a little
I'll
bit.
tell you from my experience. No. No. Kidding.
Damn, my experience, I never seen him do that shit before.
Yeah.
Been watching them for 2.5 weeks now, man.
I ain't seen them do that in years.
Been watching them for a whole 2 minutes now. First time just let you on those secrets. First time I ever seen a crane, right there,
dude. For real.
I'm sure you had another one of the guys with you that was more experienced.
Yeah,
hunting cranes.
no, I did. Yeah,
yeah.
I got here that evening and hunted the next day, and never hunted a crane before, never nothing. And I was
barely scouted. You went with me.
I scouted that evening with Dawson, and Dawson could tell you, I was like, dude, whoa. Because Dawson's known me, and he's like, dude, you're not acting like yourself. I'm like, I'm over. Dude, going to the grocery store is a vacation for me. And then I move halfway across the country, and I'm with Dawson in the truck. I'm like, Dawson,
looking at
hold my
dinosaurs.
hand, dude. Hold my hand.
Yeah, because this is Peanut. Y'all, this is him in the flesh right here. This is
I don't think it is. I think Theo Vaughn had a baby with somebody in South Carolina.
But
something we all can agree on is we love music. Doesn't matter what kind of music, but we all like to listen to it. Turtle Box is the most reliable, most durable, most waterproof speaker on the market today. They are amazing speakers. You can take them anywhere you want. You can take them to the beach. You can take them hunting. You can take them to your buddy's house. You can chill outside like we are and listen to Turtle Boxes. You can link two of them together like we did. They got all kinds of colors, different options you can choose from. A lot of cool things in the works as well. If you're looking for a new speaker, check them out, turtlebox.com. Check them out on Instagram at turtlebox.
Anyways, Peanut, so we're going to go ahead and calm down there for a minute for y'all. Anyways.
He's the life of the party if y'all haven't picked up on.
So you got out here, you're hunting the cranes the first time, and they're as big as you, and I get that. So how are the lessers? How's the big spins? You like that?
They're smaller than me, so I feel more confident.
Yeah.
No, dude, the geese are hard to beat, man.
Yeah.
I've hunted, like I said, I've hunted everywhere, dude. These geese are just crazy. I've had my dad come out and a couple of my buddies, fortunately, and they're all like, dude, this is hard to beat.
It's crazy.
These small geese and just big numbers just coming in, Yeah. And, it's wild. You get on a call and all you got to do is make noise. Because there's so many of them. You just got to make noise. You got to sound like a lot, And when you get, like y'all were talking about earlier, when you get thousands coming in at one time, it's like,
You don't even got to call at that point because they're just they can't hear you.
Right? Yeah, they're just hear each other talking. They're like, screw what you're saying.
Even on days like today, you know, like you got to do a lot of calling, but like it's super windy. You know, they can't really hear you that well.
They can't hear anything. You know, it's like at a public school lunch cafeteria. You're like, your buddy's talking. You're like, dude,
what?
I'm listening to what Larry's saying over there, 3 tables down. You know, and you can't hear nothing.
I hate that we're running out of time. We're gonna do a podcast with just Peanut tomorrow. I don't know. It's gonna go in the file as like it's not coming out, but it's just gonna be there. You know what I mean?
Quack Shack uncut.
It is uncut for sure.
So, you coming back next year?
Yeah, I'll be here.
That's awesome, dude.
Hell, this shit works out best for him because he's done peanut farming.
Yeah, it's really good. It's exactly what I've always wanted to do. So it's good.
He's been a good asset too because he's. I mean, all these boys, they've all got stuff they're good at. We all have, but. Peanut, he's a farmer, so he can when he goes knocks on doors, dude. He can relate to people.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, as y'all see, y'all just met him.
Yeah.
How many? Like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
And he's already making y'all cry, laugh. But he never meets a stranger. Anytime we go out anywhere, he talks to anybody. But him relating to farmers with farming and all that, it's been good. He loves to scout too. He's a scouting machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course the hunting. All these guys know how to hunt.
Oh yeah.
That's like doesn't even need to be said. But yeah, he's a big asset with farmers.
Yeah, no doubt. So to close it out, can I get you back on real quick for a second to close it out?
Bye, Peanut.
Bye, Peanut.
Yep, good to see y'all. Come hunt with us.
Close that quick. It's gonna be hard to follow up. I don't know if I can close this out.
Not many things in duck hunting that are more important than your lanyard. On your lanyard, you got duck calls, finishers. I mean, anything that you could possibly need, you can put on your lanyard. And there's not a better name in the game than VPC lanyards. They can get you pretty much anything you need made out of paracord, whether it be your lanyard, your gun strap, or your belt. There's nothing else. They can do anything out of paracord. Reach out to Wes at VPC Lanyards. Let him know we sent you and check it out.
So to close it out, how big of a asset has Mallard Bay been to helping book hunts or run the day-to-day stuff?
Phenomenal.
It's crazy.
I mean, it makes our job so much easier.
Yeah.
I don't do any of the bookings. Vince does.
Yeah.
But as far as, I mean, it literally clients just go in, pick out where they want to hunt, what dates, and it's all set in there. Super easy. I mean, Mallard Bay, everything about Mallard Bay is just makes our life easier.
Yeah. I mean, it allows y'all to do what you need to do.
Exactly.
Scout.
Exactly.
Get stuff ready for the next day. Clean stuff up from the previous day. Whatever.
Links our calendars like we don't. It makes our life so much easier.
One of my most favorite things about it is like you'll meet people, like we'll be out at a bar or something talking, and they'll ask about like what days do you have available or something. Be like, just check Mallard Bay.
Yeah.
And then they just pull it up and it's got everything we got right there.
Very thorough website. It's awesome.
And you can always see who you got coming. You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly.
You don't it's not like a Thursday and you're like, oh shit, I've got 2 groups tomorrow. I thought I had 1.
Yeah.
You know, you got something because you keeping it on the old pen and pad.
And with them too, I mean, you can call any one of those guys in the office and they're respond to you quick, get everything handled. I mean, they're everything about it.
Shout out Wyatt.
Wyatt, Joel, all of them, dude. They're awesome. Peyton.
That's awesome.
That's a really good.
One thing I've heard a couple times is that, you know, they're booking through Mallard Bay to come hunt with Prairie Bomb, but they, you know, you don't have to deal with that awkward cash exchange or maybe like somebody dips out without paying. You know, it happens.
For sure.
It happens.
I mean, whether they forget or they purposely do it, it takes that part out of the equation and makes our lives easier, makes their lives easier as well. Especially for clients. I mean, for booking hunts, it's a breeze.
You show up and you leave.
Yeah. But I would say the biggest thing is the calendar. You know, making sure you're lined out. You know, and you're not. No, there's like almost 0% chance of like double bookings. You know, like it's
unless you're doing it on purpose.
Unless you're doing it on purpose.
We've experienced that doing bookings privately outside of Mallard Bay, and it has been this year has been a fiasco. But when everything through Mallard Bay has made our life so much easier.
Yeah, so I have a buddy that's the same way. I'm like, dude, you got to stop booking outside of Mallard.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just book
Tell
straight.
them to go to Mallard. Send them a link.
Yeah. We'll have random people contact us separately, and a lot of if they contact me, I'm like, hey, Mallard Bay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want to fool with it, because then we got to add it in the calendar. It's not, and there's miscommunication.
And you're doing stuff. You're busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. In Mallard Bay, that's exactly what they do. That's
Yeah.
why they're there. So
Yeah.
If you're a waterfowl guide, Mallard Bay is the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
It's
No
awesome.
doubt, dude.
It is awesome.
I mean, I didn't say that when I first heard of them, but I was like, how the hell has this not been a thing before?
Dude,
Exactly.
that's what we all said. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, dang, I should have thought about this myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been with them since day one, since we heard about them. So I think we were one of the first.
How it actually, I was sitting on my tailgate of my truck on the phone with Joel,
Yeah.
talking to
Yeah.
him for
Yeah.
the first.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's just a great platform, and I mean, it makes it easier for the clients too.
And they're always getting better. It's always getting better. They're adding stuff now.
Every time I talk to them, they're telling me new stuff. I'm like, dude, this.
Every time I get on Instagram, there's something new about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, they're.
with the whole guide tech and everything.
That's what I'm excited about.
So, first day out, we did fairly well. You know, we had to
We did
switch
good on the
some
last
stuff
two
up.
groups.
Had to switch some stuff up, but we got them.
Hey, we took what we could get. That's
And
for
we
sure.
got 3 more days, and it's gonna be good. I'm excited.
Excited for y'all.
I'm excited to do this video.
Fingers
Me
crossed.
and Dawson been talking for a while now about how excited we are to get this thing done, and
Excited
it's
to have
been
y'all
awesome.
out.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks for having us out, boys.
Absolutely,
all of y'all.
dude.
Absolutely, y'all are
and
solid
even
people.
you, Vince, because I know Vince is gonna watch this.
Yeah, I know, Vince.
Shout out, Vince.
Couldn't be here, but he's taking care of other stuff on another hunt. But
Yeah, but if y'all are looking to book a hunt out here in the Wild Wild West, these are the boys from Prairie Bomb.
appreciate you.
Go look at Mallard Bay and check them out, and or watch the video that comes out after this podcast.
This podcast, a week after this podcast comes out, there'll be a video. So what's your socials?
Yeah,
At Prairie Bomb Outfitters Official on Instagram. I believe it's the Prairie Bomb Outfitters on Facebook as well. So
Okay, so go check them out there, and then go book their stuff on Mallard Bay, and I think Austin's got something.
yeah, we got a little something for y'all from our friends over at All Hands. Obviously, y'all have already been drinking them, but we like to get gifts.
Appreciate it.
Hey, give that to Peanut.
I don't know. Keep away from Peanut tonight.
Peanuts had too many hands.
Yeah, he said all of the hands.
Peanuts using other people's hands
Yeah.
right now.
Shout out All Hands. Shout out Lone Star. And all of our other sponsors that you already know about. We appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of the Quack Shack Tour presented by Mallard Bay. We got a video dropping with these boys, a hunt video, so just stay tuned for that. Go follow them on Instagram. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing at this point. The season is almost... Well, by the time you're watching this, the season's over.
There's about
so-
5,000 to 6,000 of y'all that watch but don't subscribe.
That's so lame, dude.
Go ahead and hit the
Yeah,
subscribe
and if you're
button.
just listening to it, we have a lot more listeners than we have viewers. But if you're just listening to this,
Yes, on Apple or Spotify.
like I know you like watch YouTube or TV. Like just throw it up on the TV, watch us, hit the subscribe button. It's not that hard.
You can see our ugly mugs if you never
You get to see
watched.
our mugs. You get to see Peanut over here, little Theo, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in a couple weeks when this video drops, when we're smashing birds, baby.
Dang right.